If you've ever experienced a pain that feels like a gunshot to the back of your leg, you may have suffered a calf strain. And you're going to want to pay close attention to this video because I'm about to show you how to reduce your pain and cut your recovery time in half so that you can get back to your life and doing the things you love as fast as possible. Let's get into this. A calf strain can be a very scary injury. Not only is there the classic popping sensation and sometimes a sound to go with it, but very often there's an intense pain that people describe as a gunshot to the back of the leg. That pain usually comes on during activity, so think walking, running, or going up and down stairs, and very often the pain comes on out of nowhere, with no warning whatsoever. But the worst part about these types of injuries is how debilitating they are. They simply make it impossible for you to move and get around the way that you normally would. So keeping all that in mind, I've got 4 strategies to help speed up your recovery. Strategy number 1, and very often the first thing that I reach for when I'm treating somebody with an acute injury, is light therapy. Now, not only is light therapy fantastic for decreasing pain and reducing swelling, but it's been shown to dramatically accelerate the rate at which the body heals itself. Take a look at this study from 2016 published in the journal Laser Therapy. These researchers looked at nearly 400 different injuries that occurred among a group of student athletes over a 15-month period of time. The injuries included things like sprains, strains, bad bruises, ligament damage, and tendinitis. All of these athletes were treated using light therapy, and they all received somewhere between 2 and 6 sessions of therapy. And even with that small amount of treatment, these researchers documented as much as an 80% reduction in these athletes' pain levels. And every single person in this study got back to a completely pain-free status after receiving treatment. But that's not even the best part. The most amazing thing about this study was that the average return to play time, or the amount of time that it took for these athletes to go from being injured to getting back onto the field and playing, was 50% less than expected across the board. These athletes healed twice as fast after being treated with light therapy. To take advantage of the awesome array of benefits that light therapy has to offer, all you need to do is expose the skin of the affected area and then stand directly in front of an adequately large and adequately powerful light therapy device. Your body should be positioned about 6 to 12 inches away from the machine, and then you want to set up that machine and angle your body as much as possible to make sure that the injury site is directly in line with the beam of light that's coming out of the device. Once you've got that set, all you need to do is relax and allow the light to do the work. Now, treatment times will vary somewhat depending on the size and the power output of your machine, but if you've got a quality light therapy device, you should expect a total treatment time of somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes. Now, 1 treatment per day is all you're going to need because the effect of that single treatment is going to carry over for at least 24 hours after the session. You can treat the injured area 3 to 7 times per week. Strategy number 2 is to apply rock tape to the affected area and make sure that it stays on at all times. Not only has application of this specialized tape been proven to significantly reduce pain levels, but rock tape has demonstrated the unique ability to improve what's called fluid dynamics, meaning your body's ability to bring in nutrients to help repair the damaged tissue and to flush out swelling and metabolic waste to make you way more comfortable. When taping for a calf strain, you're going to need 2 long strips of rock tape. To measure your tape, find the crease at the back of your knee and then run the tape downward from that point, and you'll trim it about 3 inches above your ankle, right there. The second strip, you're going to cut about 3 inches shorter than the first, just like that. And then, as always with rock tape, you want to make sure that you're going in and rounding off those corners. That's going to make sure that you don't catch an edge and have that tape peel off prematurely. Then what I'm going to have you do is palpate your calf along the inside and the outside, and I want you to find the most tender spot. So for me, it's right where that red X is. Now that's going to be at the approximate location of where the tear has occurred. Then what I'm going to have you do is take the longer of the 2 strips, tear the edge 3 inches from the end, and just peel that little section away. Then what we're going to do is find that crease at the back of your knee, and we're going to apply just that peeled off section. Take your backing, rub, activate the adhesive, and that's what's called the anchor point. With the anchor in place, you're going to peel off the remaining backing, and we're going to use that tape to draw a line directly over the most tender spot, aiming for the Achilles tendon and applying about 10 to 20% stretch to that tape as we lay it down. The last 2 inches go down with no stretch at all, and then you see how the tape is flipped on both sides. What you're going to do is from the center of the tape, you're going to push outward to lay that down nice and even. That Achilles can be a little bit tricky, but if you lay that center section down and then push outward from the edges, you can get a perfect application. You want to have no wrinkles, folds, or bubbles in there whatsoever, and then just use the backing and activate the adhesive the entire length of the tape. From there, you're going to take your second strip, the shorter of the two, and you're going to come outside to the other head of the gastrocnemius, the calf muscle. Again, you're going to tear 3 inches from the end, peel that away, find the crease at the back of the knee. Starting there, lay down your anchor. Use the backing, get a good stick there, and then peel away the remaining backing. And then again, we're going to apply just about a 10 to 20% stretch. I'm using my ring finger here as I aim downward toward the Achilles. Just like that. Then we're going to use the backing to rub and activate all of that adhesive. And a good clean stick of rock tape with a nice application can stay on for 3 to 5 days at a time. Strategy number 3 is to stay on your feet. And this recommendation flies directly in the face of the typical advice that you hear for these types of injuries, which is to immediately get off your feet and rest for several days, and then to be on crutches for days or weeks after that, resting the tissue even more. And while that may be necessary for really severe calf strains, like a grade 2 or a grade 3 where a rupture is present, in my experience, the garden variety calf strain will heal much, much faster when a healthy amount of demand is placed on that damaged tissue. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out running or exercise on that injured calf, but I am saying that if you need to get around your house or run typical errands like going to the store or picking your kids up from school, then you should try as best you can to walk on that injured leg. And doing so will likely help you heal significantly faster. The fourth and final strategy involves giving your body nutrients to help support a healthy inflammatory process, reduce discomfort, and eliminate painful swelling so that you can still go about your day and get undisturbed quality sleep at night. And there are 3 substances in particular that I want to call your attention to. The first is serrapeptase. Serrapeptase is a proteolytic enzyme with an uncanny ability to eliminate the painful swelling that's associated with traumatic injury. So much so that in many countries around the world, they give serrapeptase to patients who have undergone surgery to make them more comfortable and improve outcomes. The second substance is Apreflex, which is an extremely powerful, highly absorbable extract of Boswellia serrata, which is great for controlling pain and helping to support a healthy inflammatory process. And then the final substance is undenatured type 2 collagen, which has been shown in multiple studies to be just as effective as nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs for controlling pain and inflammation with none of the harmful side effects, plus you're adding in the building blocks that your body needs to repair the damaged tissue. Guys, these are the exact steps that I took personally to recover as quickly as possible when I recently suffered a very serious calf strain. And I can say with 100% certainty that this stuff works. Within just 4 days, I went from a leg that was so swollen and painful that I couldn't put any weight on it to being able to walk normal. And within just a week, I had gone back to all of my regular activities. Now, if you want to find out more about nutrients that can accelerate recovery while improving your joint health, click the link in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. If you want to find out more about light therapy and its many benefits, I've got a whole video on that, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below. I'll also put a link down there for rock tape. Now, I want to thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you head out of here, and I'll see you next time.